Yeah, for sure. It's definitely been a map where... Okay. I was going to say, other teams have managed to do damage versus Liquid. We're talking about some of the best teams in the entire world, so it's a different ball game altogether. I'm liking this, though, from PaiN. They're not changing their game plan whatsoever. They're going to fight them for every piece of ground that they can, and Team Liquid have already been caught.
Exactly, this is something that Neck has said in the interview, and it's good to see them follow up on that commitment. Elige down low, 27 HP, joined alongside Fallen. As it looks like they will at least get a post plant, so opportunities will be available for assault rifles next round, regardless of what happens at this point, but they want to lock it down. Fallen spots at least one player up on short. I think you can hear two players now shooting at him. That will be relayed to Elige, who's now holding the long angle, trying to shut down the CTs. PKL's been tagged, but Fallen has been put down with authority. And now Elige has to try and clutch this 1-on-3, and Big Azera says no. PaiN Gaming take first blood. Oh, jeez. Through the double doors, through the head of PKL. And Nekis, taking the initiative, pushes through alongside. Safe gets caught, but still holds the line for one, and hasn't been finished off. He survives on 5 HP. And a parting gift with the HG allows him to just escape.
Find another pick. Now, Elige is still alive and kicking us, and he's been having a fantastic tournament already. Will drop the first, but the peek onto Nekis is not going to go the same way. A 3v2 ensues as the remaining players try to push through Cat.
No flashes from Nekis. Both have been successful. Fallen gets tagged up a little bit, but Grim still with the Deagle is taking the fight to Nekis. He still stands, still delivers fatal blows. His third in the round, and Fallen now stuck in the smoke of the site. He was never really going to win from that position. However, 2 consecutive bomb plants for Liquid. You smoke over on Catwalk, drop a couple players down, and the rest push onto the A site. Now, Liquid have taken a long time here, and Big Azera, even while Flash, still connects the headshot, and that is Hardzow now showing the position I was just touching on. This crossfire is excellent. Exquisite play from PaiN, and even though they will concede the bomb plant potentially, although actually, that being said, the bomb hasn't crossed just yet. I thought it was in the hands of Grim. It still needs to make a move over there. Even if they do concede the bomb plant, it still should go the way of the Brazilians because the HP is so low on Grim, time is scarce, and Safe has just picked off Naf. They won't even get a bomb plant. They're just juggling the bomb forever. If you do want to try and take executes, we'll just sit in off angles, we'll sit in crossfires, and we'll just basically teamwork you out of the rounds. But Elige catches Hardzow out in the open with a flash, and even though Big Azera flicks down to Elige, he's been fragged out as well. Nekis though steps up. It's a 2-2 trade. And somehow PaiN actually hold on to long. When they lost kills that early on, I feared the worst for them. PKL, though, off angle, nearly gets the kill onto Stewie, but the AK triumphs. Even though he was headshot, Stewie will limp towards the site on 10 HP.
And well, this time, it's not going to be the case. Nekis is still here, though. The first one should be for free. A little bit awkward, but there he gets taken down. That said, it's not the end of the world. They do have the extra finances, but it probably would have been positioning. They're going to boost up. This is mad. Elige looks like he's watching for this. This is so insane. He just watches them poke their head out. So it's a game of whack-a-mole for Elige as he'll get himself 2 kills. And this round is looking all but over. But Nekis quickly manages to find a couple. Unfortunately, the time seems to be ticking away. Even with the frags, they're going to need to get onto this bomb right now. And they just don't have it. Very, very close for PaiN. But Liquid will get their second. Again, a risky peek that pays off, and they've still got multiple players ready and waiting for this push to come in. Hardzow gets hard cleared, and Stewie manages to open up the B site. Again, it is the B site that falls. This time, though, I feel like there might be more opportunity for a retake.
There is, especially with Nekis getting so much information and so much real estate pushing around the back of the T's right now. He's already moving towards tunnels, but Fallen has read the situation perfectly. So many repetitions at the top level of Counter-Strike. You cannot fool this man. And now he's about to get peeked potentially by 2 players. The flash isn't perfect, but the jump across baits out the shot. And that should allow PaiN Sanctuary to save these 2 weapons. Means, of course, that Liquid will be posting up yet another round. 4 in a row now, I believe. And I completely agree with your assessment, Tom. Eventually, you're going to start to see the likes of Elige step up to the plate with the rest of the team. Safe, it's another one to Grim, actually, so he makes this really costly. Straight out into the open. The flashbang is perfect. It saves the life of Grim, but not for much longer. Hardzow cleans him out. PKL still behind the car. They're still holding this one down, and Fallen and Elige finally get themselves some success. But is it too little too late? Again, Nekis is quickly wrapping around the back. Bomb yet to get planted. They're tickling this, trying to draw out one of the CTs into the open, but they know they have the ace up the sleeve. They've got Nekis that's making so much movement towards the tunnels that by the time they've got this planted, he may get there way quicker than they anticipate. You can see Lige is darting back and forward. He's not sure which angle to cover. He's basically covering 3 angles by himself. And as good as he is, the timing may work against him. He needs to peek up and get one headshot really quick. And Fallen goes straight in with the AK, leaving it all down to Nekis with the FAMAS in hand. As much as I was talking about that flank, at this stage, they know where he is, and he has nearly no chance of clutching. Great shot from Fallen. Beautiful hold by Liquid.
This is the true test. I've questioned their retakes thus far. This is a 4-on-3. This should be theirs to be had, and a solid start. Flashbang over, Fallen in position. He's not going to get anything, and Safe, in the meantime, will pick off.
Is watching for that potential cross for the plant, and again he connects. This time it's a Lige, and a slight bit of smoke in the way, nearly doubles up as well. The bomb has been planted, but yet again, it's a post-plant where PaiN have the player advantage. Grim goes in for 1, and that is so important for the rest of Liquid. Had he have gone down without a fight, a 5-on-3 would have been taking shape. I would have put so much more pressure on the likes of Naf, who eats tons of damage from that Molotov. Stays in there a couple seconds too long. PKL peels off the head of Stewie, and now Fallen stuck at the back of the site alongside Naf is going to try and clutch it out. Naf is spinning around. There's 3, but he can't quite get 4. And there is a kit in the hands of Hardziao, so he should have just about enough time for the defuse. Such a nice effort from Naf, but unfortunately, it won't be good enough.
Just hits everything. Like, it's boring to say at this stage because it's just every single round, and Bigazera is completely blind but had seen Fallen just moments before. They now have this crossfire ready and waiting. A couple of players waiting back towards Gandalf as well, and they're being picked apart. It's only a Lige remaining. They have to pull off something pretty ridiculous. There's a bit of damage through the smoke, and the headshot will eventually be connected. Had a chance for a 1v1, but I like that from Bigazera. Doesn't give it to him. Just retreats back. They're going to play this as a team, and Hardzao eventually comes in from behind again.
Nekis also took a stray bullet down to 62, so in terms of softening up the targets, Liquid really couldn't have asked for much of a better start. It just got a whole lot better as Fallen decapitates Bigazera. That will be an upgraded M4. Hardzao, though, does at least clear out the B aggression for the time being. The scout peeks in, and Hardzao doubles up.
I'm actually surprised that they haven't put more emphasis on B plays, because other than the sort of one round where they got slaughtered, they were having some pretty decent success, especially through mid, but the short plays really weren't working out too well. There's so much damage done here. Fallen actually in with a chance. 3 players tagged. They're going to push into his position. I think he might get caught out from the tunnels, though, and it eventually ends. A 9-6 in the favor of PaiN. Looking good on Dust 2, but Liquid still have another half to bring this one back.
Indeed, 5-0 to 6-5 in Liquid's favor, and then PaiN Gaming came back and hit their stride again. Second pistol will be so vitally important. First one did go the way of the Brazilians, and now Lige has a couple chances, but the flashbang is perfect. Grim was fully flashed. Stewie, though, spins around and pivots in for 2, and he keeps the player advantage for his teammates. PKL taking tons of damage, finished off, and more importantly, the bomb has been spilled out in Catwalk, which leaves Safe in a 1-3. He's been so ridiculous with the AWP.
His spidey senses are tingling, but I feel like timing's going to be everything, especially with how low Naf currently is. He's going to actually get it. He even peaks perfectly in time. Safe. Zara, he's actually just going to run straight down mid and does manage a kill, but there comes Naf. Straight back with the AUG, and while this may have been somewhat of a bonus round, but it doesn't matter. Safe again is going to be left alone within the first 25 seconds of the round. This whole team are dead. Maybe relatively unlikely anyway, so give a chance to go for something in this round. Maybe garner them a bomb plant in the next, and that could change things at least a little bit. But this has been a solid start from Liquid, and more importantly, as you sort of mentioned, you premised the round.
And now a Lige has to try and deny the bomb plant. He's trying to tap himself in, but they've already overwhelmed and swarmed the site. We will be reaching a post-plant scenario. It's important for Lige to survive. The spray is on point for 2, but now he's fallen, and suddenly PaiN have a player advantage.
Oh, okay, PKL. Just wide swings. You've got a minute advantage and you don't have any armor. Why not, though? Why not take a risk, take a peek? And, well, it must be frustrating if you're on the Liquid side. a player on site, a player watching for the cross, and a player towards long, and they kill all three without much trouble at all. Trying to make his way through. Speak of the man, and he's now going to be put under pressure once again.
They've given this away, though, because they go for that pre-fire around the corner, and Unleash had a chance. He had a glimmer, and he took a player, and he took 90 health off PKL. Labored Spray will afford the opportunity for Grim to get a frag just before he jumps into the crosshair of Safe. Another post plant and another opportunity to try and save onto the AWP. But there is a very quick rotation coming in from Safe with the AWP. He is trying to hunt down the prey of Stewie and gets the better of him, out-peaking two players, fallen first in the first kill of the round, and then full circle for Stewie on the final.
Even still, look, they'd be able to cope with them. Elise, he's going to battle for long. Grim's already been dispatched, and now Fallen's the only man to try and defend. You can see Stewie trying to rush in, but, well, one team who's not rushing is PaiN. They've slowed things right down.
Love it. I love this mix of pace. They're not getting too carried away.
Yeah, sure, Elise has not been playing badly. I won't say that, but I can't expect him to 1v3 or 1v4 the entirety of their squad. They are trying to hunt this down. But Stew's positioning is good. It helps keep the remaining players alive. No reason to peek that. Absolutely none. And you just see the clarity, as we mentioned before, of the other players just walking into B. They have almost full control. The only danger is Naf, who's managed to sneak through the smoke. He drops the bomb and at least buys his teammates a little bit of time. They'll be on spot by the time this bomb looks to be planted. Stewie, he's going through the smoke as well. This seems to be the play. Just take some risks, try and catch them out, but Hard's out is ready and waiting. Two drop, the third will fall as well. And PaiN again. They just managed to pull through in these situations. It looked for a second like it could have been close, but... oh, it was close. But Stewie survives. This time Safe is out-dueled, which is not something I've said much throughout this game. Bigazera not quite far, but it seems like they're aware of it. The flash may not have blinded him, but it does give the angle over to Naf, and now Hard's out, the only one remaining. A free kill onto Grim at least. If he can kill the second player on site, he has a chance, but Elige won't give that a second thought. 14-10, but who's now going to start the split?
Oh, it's phenomenal as well. They're simultaneously faking A, draws away Stewie from the B site, allows them to get that free B frag, and just close down B. For all, I think we've been doing PaiN a little bit of disservice by saying just how aggressive they are all the time. That was such a well thought out round that had so many moving parts and components, and Liquid bit down on that hook, line, and sinker.
That's the sort of round I would like either Blair or Maui to break down, because that was perfect. Like, I honestly can't fault anything about this round. Unless they all die to Fallen here trying to face him, and they won't. There's nothing I would change about that round for PaiN. A new challenger approaches, and it's going to be Fallen.
Odds out. Pretty straightforward kill. Doesn't pick up the AWP because he knows he needs to get over to the A site as soon as physically possible. And the AWP in this kind of a situation may not afford him too many opportunities. 20 seconds, more than enough time for the plant, which is now going down. And Bigazera is up close. He's there to try and thwart away this retake, which is pretty one-dimensional. Two of the three players over on Catwalk. And Bigazera with Nekis has put them both down. And Fallen last man standing, but not for much longer. PaiN Gaming have not just taken Liquid down in our first map, but they do it in style.
This is a map that, at least in the past, Fallen definitely loved to play, so I'm looking forward to seeing that at least. Already, they're going to find a kill back in this round. In fact, the flurry of them, it leaves it onto Bigazera, and this time he's not going to connect the shots. There is a flank coming in from Nekis. It's a bit of a dirty fight. Neither player going down, and he can actually fade away. However, eventually, they will kill him off, but look at the players, Vince. All low.
May buy him up a bit of time, but now he's been spotted. If it was a fake, it was potentially 500 IQ, but it may end up mattering very little unless Bigazera could have finished off Elige. And to be fair to him, he did tag Elige down to 25, but Liquid did.
Another time ticking. They've also been spotted, and they're going to go facing into the one man I think they wanted to avoid after the last map. 30 plus kills to finish things off, and still hunting. The rotations come in as well fully, and it doesn't look like there's much time to actually go for a rotation back. Bigger Zero, he's actually going to catch out Elise. He goes in for more, but takes a lot of damage. So do some of the players on the other side, but they should have this now. A kill coming out from Hardzao. He's going to try and catch out Fallen, who's actually running in with the bomb. There's only seconds left on the clock, but luckily, there is a cleanup from the remaining players of Liquid. It definitely wasn't clean or comfortable.
A constant nuisance, and landing 33 kills, by the way, when the game went 16-10 is kind of outrageous, as is Elijah's aim, though. Hot off the back of going in for the buy, and he's put down 2 players alone, and it could be more.
Did he hit that shot? Was that...
Hardzao, yeah.
Hardzao's down to half HP. That's ridiculous. That aimbot's come on for Elige, and well, that's a terrifying prospect for anyone. They walk through this round like it's easy. He's currently 8-1 as well. Yeah, Elige definitely having the right read, but well, you almost see the look on his face like, wow, there's nothing about that. Absolutely nothing. PKO, though, a little bit over-aggressive here. And they put a lot of pressure onto the 1A defender, Bigazera. Have to try and hold down the fort as the rotations come back in. 26 seconds on the clock, so the T's do have to get somewhat of a move on, and that's going to be the bomb dropped. That gives a real opportunity here for PaiN, especially with the flank coming in from Nekes. It's a little bit labored, but at the same time, Naf, 15 HP, surrounded. And while he's going to try and bait out the peak, but at this point, I don't think it matters anymore. The time is gone. He doesn't have anything he can do here, and will eventually fall before the time runs out. Individually, everybody's looked better thus far. It could just be down to comfort. Naf's actually going to pick off a second as they try and aggress on him again. The only issue is the bomb is on that side of the map, but with them winning almost every single duel, they'll have time to go and retrieve it. And interestingly, with the kills that have come in, they're going to pull a rotation towards the A site. They don't necessarily have to go this way.
Instantly, though, Nekes is rotating, and Hardzao with the AWP puts the first bullet down range, and it connects onto Grim. Sent to Mass, dropping the bomb out. 15 seconds will take a bit of time for the plant, but Elige is there to bodyguard successfully onto Fallen. The grenade does connect, and there's significant damage at that, but Hardzao's AWP is all that remains for PaiN Gaming, and although he tries to flick across, he's missed his chance, and that may be the only opportunity he gets to clutch this round now. Flash is good, and Liquid just need to hold position. They have everything covered off. They have his retreat covered off. They have any progression also dead to rights, and it's Elige that puts the AK to use with his 2 kills in the round.
Yeah, the problem is that the B-side AWP's a pretty big risk. It's fairly easy to isolate, although Hardzao doing a decent job to start. However, they quickly fall, leaving just one man standing. Nekes to try and hold the line, of push through the smoke, and actually he somehow manages to win that duel, and in the meantime, his teammates pick off the remaining 2. A second round for PaiN. I don't know, I feel like there's going to be a point of realization that might just be a little bit too late. It is. PKL is like, oh, surprise. They've walked all the way through. You can't leave this much space. Safe is going to have to hit some crazy shots, and he will again. The no-scope through has given them a lifeline. Do they still expect the second player? I think they should. But it may not matter. He's the last one standing. They've killed off everybody surrounding him. Will he deny the plant? He will. So that's something at least for PKL. However, now with 2 players looking to rain down death upon him, PKL actually going to go peeking. Almost loses his life there, and Grim will finish the work of Elige. Wherever they try and take control, they have been shut down. So what do you then do at this point? Even getting nades stacked here, like different pieces being attempted. Neck is going to be shut down by Elige, and he just goes walking in and just picks apart the whole site. The last man's low. It's done. It's done. That's all they needed. One man. Oh, no. Finally, PKL puts him down, but that's got to be frustrating. They were hoping to bring the double up into the next round. That's not even going to happen.
So Elige will be joining Grim. 19 kills now, by the way, as Naf gets 1, but traded out straight away from Safe. That'll give them the information that the AWP is over on B. However, they do have a secondary AWP. They may find out right now, and Stewie does. First-hand experience. He passes a bullet between the eyes of PKL, then wide swings Bigazera. And Stewie, you know, we've been kind of talking up Elige a lot. Stewie's just been under the radar, getting tons of entry frags. He himself has had tons of impact. But Safe, nice shot across. Maybe he can somehow dig them out of this deep ditch that they've put themselves into. Hardzao does get the M4 frag, and the bomb has spilled out, but it's still 45 seconds.
Grim on the cross, but the smoke comes in to deny. He needs to hit it through the smoke, and nothing comes through. The peak is not enough either, and Elige almost seemed to be playing with his food. You could see the smile on Grim's face. He just had to wander around and plant the bomb.
The rest of Liquid. Naf, 14 kills to his name. Flashes are good. Follow-up damage isn't quite there, but Safe at least puts down the PaiN with the MP9. Running out of health, but still alive just about. And now the M4 sprays in from heaven, leaving it all on Fallen, and he gets cartwheeled out by Nekis. It's 12-3. Liquid have absolutely bounced back.
But that fire has somewhat dimmed as they've gone into map number 2 and Liquid dominated the first half. Just bear in mind, the third round only came in on the last one, but that's not a bad start, you know? Big Azera going to take the head straight off of Naf. Maybe they can kick things into gear on the T side. Elige's already pushing through, but he will get nothing as well.
Those flames maybe doused down a little bit, but being turned back up again as the heat is being applied to Liquid. Second pistol would go a long way towards getting PaiN.
Grim's position could make this quite awkward, especially with the majority of the team looking to make their way through Monster. It will give him a good spot to try and deny the plant. It's just more if Fallen can do some damage. Now, Stewie's found a kill on the other side of the map, but this hasn't faked any rotations out. Fallen at least needs to try and get one here. It could give Grim a real opportunity, especially if he manages to win his duel. And actually, there's a hell of a lot of damage coming in from this crossfire. Grim picks off the first. Fallen will eventually be dropped, but they have to get rid of this man. Planting's going to be pretty rough without him. Stewie's still trying to fight from the heavens. They brought this back into a 2v2 situation.
Get down in the water as well, so can easily pick that one up. Time plentiful, bountiful for Liquid. They've got the Glock as well, which typically will fare better up close, can just spray a little bit more. Grim, on low HP, may be the sacrificial lamb. As the bomb is being stuck down on Grim is trying to hold them both off, trying to deal with this, and the defuse comes in underneath their nose, and Stewie goes down, but he goes down a hero. Have a really good read of the situation, and PaiN, you have got to start pressing forward. There are no more grenades at their disposal. It will have to be dry peeking. Big Azera with the first. It's a laboured spray from Elige, but finally gets two and nearly a third. Nekis has been sprayed down, and now it's up to Naf to put down the PaiN misery, and more importantly, the barrage of bullets. The bomb's been spilled, the USP headshot to seal the deal, and that could be all she wrote for Overpass. PaiN won't have a great buy here. They won't have a fantastic buy in the next round either, unless they play for overtime. Open those floodgates. Get the tidal wave in effect on the T side. But well-placed smokes. Naf's now making moves through connector. Good shot from Hard Zhao. Had no right to get that frag. But Grim's spray is good enough to fend off the two from Monster. And Stewie's spray transfer is a thing of beauty. 12 map points for Liquid.
So they are more than prepared for this take to come in, because no one could have fast-wrapped through connector. In fact, Stewie's now going to be the fourth player, and now this push comes in. Now, I think somebody has noticed, because there's been a straight turnaround from Safe, but it doesn't matter. He loses the battle anyway. The time is ticking down. There's only 7 seconds left, and it looks like it's done. Because Azera's nowhere near the action. He needs the kill. It has to be the kill, and it is done. They lose in atrocious fashion. I'm sure that's going to be heartbreaking as they lose to a couple of SMGs. Will be coming into play here. However, they need to deal with Stewie, who's been smoked off in the coffins, and Naf, who's stuck at the back of Dark. Oh, the headshot through the smoke, though. Speculative effort, but it's stuck the landing and does weaken them somewhat. But Naf instantly pivoted in by Big Azera. You've got a beautiful P250 over on Overpass, and it's continuing that trend forward. Post-plant now after PKL, dispatches of Stewie 2K is looking that little bit more difficult for Liquid to really pull off. They will be coming through together. They have the run and gun style of the dual Berettas. Grim has picked up one, but they line up for PKL. Gets one frag of his own. Grim's dropped down to 23 HP, has no utility by his side, and it needs headshots and needs them quickly. But Big Azera will hold on to the round for PaiN. And Naf for the CZ up close. This could definitely rattle a few heads if PaiN aren't careful. They get caught with a smoke out. Naf runs out of ammunition, but Elige is there with a deagle. He misses one too many shots. Fallen, try as he may, gets stacked by multiple aggressing, assailing PaiN members. And just like that, it's looking good for the 2-0. Although Grim has put a beautiful shot down onto Nekis. Maybe keeps the dream alive. You could see about a millimeter of his head. If there was slightly less forehead on that player, they would have been alive right now. Hard Zhao in the pit is going to be the tougher of the two to clear, and while Grim will fall to Hardzao as well. So it's going to be 2-0 to PaiN. Definitely a bit of an uncomfortable round,
and keeping up the pace from Overpass. Fallen with his AWP over at the backside of B, is waiting, doesn't pull the trigger, knowing that Naf has him covered, and now he can just wait in position, pouncing in and pivoting in with the first kill for his account on the map, and getting a second on top of it. Excellent hold. Not a single life lost in the process, and just what Liquid were looking for.
So many players stacked up. Fallen's actually going to get aggressive here. Now, Safe is waiting, peeking, and actually swings straight across the angle. Fallen can't quite react fast enough, and now they have to try and clear out the graveyard, and that's where Naf will remain. It's left all on to Grim. Stewie's slowly rotating, but he won't be there fast enough to do anything about it. And a crazy shot onto PKL, but he needs plenty more of those to win this round. Yeah, I do almost wonder if they are, when they realize Fallen is on the other side, like taking far bigger risks with the...
And middle side. Now, Elise did get hit with a stray bullet, but there's Fallen with the peak, and finally he's going to get some success. Elise gets finished off, though. Neck is straight through around arches, and he can try and wrap around. This is going to put the CTs into a really awkward spot. They're not sure if they're wrapping to B or if they're going to try and end on A. It is the latter rather than the former, and the CTs that try rotating down Banana have been cut off from Hardzao.
Again, it's the same scenario as just a round ago. They're going to need Grim to do something truly unbelievable to get out of this position. He's slowly being surrounded in. The angle held from short. One player in the apartments, the other coming through from Graveyard. If he even gets a kill here, I'll be impressed. I have no idea how he's lived this long. I think they're almost just playing with their food towards the end of it. And Naf, wow, too late. I think one of the things I really want to give credit for in this map and on Dust 2,
and then suddenly that wraparound is a distinct possibility. But Grim, spotting two players coming through on the app side, through balcony, smokes himself into position. Elige now pivots in with the Orgs, already picked up one. Grim picking up the second on a weakened PKL. It's looking pretty good for the CTs, but now Elige has been dealt with, and with the smoke down on Library, it's funneled away Fallen. It gives PaiN the opportunity to get a post plant.
He relies on his teammate to try and watch his back, but instead actually switches his position. I feel like they doubted each other a little bit there, and because of it, Stewie's able to find both. Liquid make that retake stick, but it has to be said, Grim and Elige did a fantastic job to hold on to that site in the first place.
This is going to make PaiN's endeavors so much more difficult. Flashes up and over, not really affecting vision at all. Stewie with the wide swing, anticipating that where one pushes, multiple will follow. And that is the correct assumption. Now Naf missing out on his opportunity will go down, but it's still a 2-on-3. 12 seconds, a player is moving in from coffins, is smoked off momentarily, but Elige has alleviated the pressure well enough. That retake is very simple and straightforward. Liquid may be a little bit disappointed they allowed the bomb plant to come in, but they still take the round all the same. Naf will be able to pull back with the Molotov ahead of him. Slight gap in the smoke. Do the T's fall for this, though? If they went in for a peek right now, even with the flash, Naf was likely to hit that shot. Very unfortunately, went just beyond the gap, and they just rush him straight down. The P250 of Hardzao has claimed 2 frags, and the post plant comes in. There's an AWP. There should be a rifle somewhere on the site as well for them to pick up, but Hardzao has now been sent packing. Neck is up close with the Tech 9, one-tapping Elige. It's looking so good for the Brazilians to steal this round out of thin air.
Oh, okay, Grim. It looked like he was dead for sure. They had a crossfire set up ready to try and punish. I think as though he's desperately low, but the other players haven't actually got armor or picked up any weaponry. They're trying to boost over the top of the smoke, try and catch someone crossing. If they get Fallen, it should be round over, but it's a bit of a whiff, and the spam through kills off Safe. It leaves Biguzera alone. Both players tagged. A chance to kill them off. And well, they're going to have to try and deny this. He gets both kills with the Deagle. The spam is enough, and he may go down with the ship, but I'm sure PaiN will not mind. But there's only 20 seconds left. They eventually have to move. He gets the first kill, but now they look away. They don't expect Naf. He's that second man behind. But they've managed to get an entry into the site. Fallen needs to hold the line, and he gets nothing. Elige, however, will find 2. Make it a third as well to close out this round. It was desperately close in the end. Both teams again on the brink. In fact, PaiN don't even have much going into this round, but we've seen them do more with less. At the same time, Grim finally springs to life. Gets his 11th kill, moves himself up the joint top of the board, and the remaining 2 players don't have a hope in this round. Safe finally put something on the board, but it will all be traded out in the end. Liquid get their 5th, and this is not the time for him to go missing. Now, there's a bait and switch in this. I don't see them getting much, if anything, done here, and it's almost perfect. Sure, eventually Stewie goes down, but Naf will convert the quad kill.
They have been tried multiple times. HE, negligible damage, thought to do a lot more than that, and they could actually bypass with these flashbangs. Elise, she's at the back of the site, now been dealt with. Smokes down on Pit allowed them that safe passage, and Sanctuary, now they're just clobbering and pulverizing the site. It looks like they'll end the half solidly at least, even if it's been a flurry of frags. Coming to the hands of Grim. Still in pit, still alive, albeit on 44 HP. Tries to flash up and over to allow him to at least get 1 kill and get fallen back into this round, but he himself may be on the brink of death as he's about to get swept into from PKL. Grim with another one, 13 kills to his name, but he will not add any more, and neither will Liquid. PaiN Gaming lead the half at 9-6.
Yeah, they've used up most of their utility, but it was for a good cause. They've taken that first man down and already rotated in PKL as well. That's the man with the kit. Smokes are going to go out. Will actually be put onto the left side. They're going to try and challenge in towards CT, but there's multiple players there, and the peek comes in from Nekkers. He actually connects onto no one, but the distraction is enough. Eventually, he closes out Elige, and Biguzera does the heavy lifting. 3 kills for him, 10 on the board now for PaiN.
On the side of the road, but Naf, he's actually put the brakes onto Nekkis. Hajao straight down banana, double play, double SMG rush coming straight at the teams, but it's actually going to backfire. Elite uses the SMG up against them, and they basically had nothing into this round apart from Glocks. Liquid are maybe going to bounce back instantly.
I'm going to quote the almighty Blair and say, Glocks, Vince! This cannot happen. It just cannot. To clear out Elige. He's the man with the weapon forced into the open, but hides behind the pillar. The first kill goes his way, and now Fallen. There is that Glock to try and close what the remainder started. He's actually tapped the bomb, wraps around and finishes it off. I shouldn't be getting this excited about this sort of round, but he is as well, knowing how important that might be.
Opener in apps, putting a little bit more effort over on the A side for PaiN. They've lost a second player, and Elige picking up that mantle of the entry fragger again and just exiting through the CTs at an alarming rate. They have done a decent job elsewhere on the map on B, so they can upgrade one of those M4s to the AK.
They have no bonus money, and they're not going to have any loss bonus either. So you're looking, for example, Hards out, 1,400. Yeah, it's a solid time for Liquid so far. You've got the 2 players that were entry fragging like mad on Overpass, and it's going to be Elige leading the charge. The jump up, though, actually ends up being a problem. And again, it's not bad. They haven't spotted Hardzao. Do they clear this? This could be a huge mistake. Stewie being this far aggressive could be a bigger problem. More so, Hardzao gets nothing, but there's a trade. And Nap is left only on 4 HP, trying to survive on the site. A stray bullet could remove him from this round. He's actually going to go peeking, and they steal this one away.
Decides to pull the plug, which was definitely the right decision. Liquid are coming up, though. Flash and Smoke preceding the push. Biguzera's been flashed twice in a row. 3rd flash in a row. But PKL and Biguzera spraying down the oncoming Liquid players, evaporate them on Inferno. And it's looking like it could go from bad to worse. The Brazilians are beasting Liquid right now.
Biguzera is here. Has he spotted the player over the top of the smoke? I'm not sure he has. They're going to go for a bait and switch. I like this. So they've realized, okay, Nekkis is incredibly low. Use him as bait. Throw him in. Nice shot from Grim, though, but he clears this angle. Does he go back to check again? He does. They've realized that Biguzera is still here. Can they do anything about it, though? He's going to clear out 3 players. He should have been dead a long, long time ago. And now Naf is left. 1v2.
They've got the backs to each other, and PKL spins around and finally sees Naf and puts him down.
2 rounds away now from eliminating Team Liquid. Now, there's a quick trade, but it goes in favor in the end of PaiN. They are looking to take the fight to Liquid, as they've done throughout this map. There is no shying away from it. This team loves to brawl, and they come through once again. 15-8, looking to try and battle for their title, retain it, in fact.
And potentially Liquid are going to follow suit, because you look at the rest of their weapons here, Tom. It's looking grim. 2 MAC-10s, 2 Deagles. A healthy dosage of grenades, but they may not get the luxury of using them Although Hajao does wide peek with that grenade, it's only going to do damage, and he manages to escape. Safe for the flick onto Fallen. And now the T's look to push in. Safe is relocating to the back of the site. Molotov on balcony, somewhat stymies and stalls the push, but not for long, as Nafly's now sprung into action with the MAC-10, trying to save Liquid desperately. Already 2 kills come up, but no control over the bomb, and he has to play through a smoke and flashes, waiting, anticipating that maybe PKL pushes him, but if he comes round the corner, there is Nekiz, and there is the absolute shock surprise result. Liquid are done.
While PaiN Gaming have just single-handedly destroyed all talent prediction.